Namathu Ratana Tayassa. May I pay homage to Triple Zem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, Chomchai. Hello. So first of all, my apologies that I am a little delay, about 7 minutes, due to shaving my head. So today is 25th, Sunday the 25th, April 2021. This is Ajahn Sujan from Warapanya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you all tonight. So, thank you. Yeah. So, apologies for my little delay. Today has been a really busy day from very early morning until now. Only a couple of minutes of a break in between the classes. So class in Thailand, class in America, and class here in Aberdeen, and class in a joint event with the Glasgow temple, and so on. And meanwhile, few people attended the temple, and a few people even came to help the temple. David early morning came up to cut the grass, so lawn's looking nice now. So he spent probably over an hour cutting the grass, and thank you very much. And meanwhile, Puk came and cleared all those moss along the road, along the pathways and the patios. And now it's like a brand new slabs around the temple, and cleaning the windows. So really appreciate and thank you everyone for even little help. A few members again are beginning to plant the trees. Some vegetable garden, working in a vegetable gardens, and so on and so forth. So today we also had a special Sila program, observation of a Sila and listening the talks and meditation throughout the day until 4:30. So the center has been really busy today in many ways. Hello Margaret, good evening. Krishna, Darlami, good evening. And Chamchai, good evening. I was thinking that I haven't answered or haven't asked anyone's question so far, and I wonder if anyone has got any questions. You may type or you may text me so that I can help you answering those questions. And always I've been talking from what I have understood or what I have known and what I think is right, but never I've been so close by answering the questions. So if anyone has got any questions regarding Buddhism, Buddhist meditation, even the general questions, you can ask. So if you have, just text me, okay? Just text me so that I can help you to clear some of your doubts and queries. There was one question came up today, and one of the questions were that how one can. The question was, I forgot now, this morning's question. This morning there were a few questions, and one of the questions I really think that we should contemplate. That the question was that my mind is always wondering, how can I develop concentration? And I think this question is really very famous and popular among every one of us, particularly those who are practicing meditation. And the reason behind our mind is always wandering and difficult to meditate is, number one, we try to control our mind and try to focus on one thing and try to keep it in one place for a longer period of time. And a second thing, you want to switch off as soon as possible. And whereas here in a habit pattern that you have never been meditating and never been practiced the technique, and suddenly when you come to meditate and you want to have a straightaway concentration, and then unlikely you will receive. It's like your car is running 50 miles per hour and you want to stop immediately. If you stop, what happens? The car will flip. So mind is similar to that way too. If you want to have a concentration mind and if you are struggling it, there are a few ways to develop it. One, you can go small by bit, practicing bit by bit. And as you're practicing bit by bit, and gradually it's become a normal, and gradually you will gain the concentration. And further on, in order to develop concentration, we have to have the right understanding of the object that you are paying attention to. When you are having a right attitude and a right object, then it's easy to think about that object. And that's how you will gain concentration. And that doesn't mean that, again, you will have all the time the same meditation state. It will change as depending on the conditions. It will simply change. If your mind is conditioned by so many other stops that just you have been doing, then again it will be very difficult to concentrate, very difficult to develop. And that is the reason behind that the Buddha encouraged every one of us to practice a sila, at least of 5 precepts. Anyone remember the 5 precepts? Whoever remembers 5 precepts, please comment, type it in comment so that I know that you do remember the 5 precepts. And once you are practicing in accordance with the 5 precepts, basically you are restraining your senses. When you are restrained your senses, it's much easier to gain the concentration. Actually, automatically you have already got the concentration. Good evening, Yvonne. I'm waiting for the answer for the 5 precepts. Anyone remembers the 5 precepts? So 5 precepts is the foundation for the concentration of the mind. And it helps to reduce all the disturbances and distractions so that you can get the concentration much easier. Right? So this is the preliminary things. And also further on, you have to go to the secluded place. That's why in the teachings of the Buddha was saying that go into the woods or under the tree or empty huts. Aranyagato wa rukkamulagato wa sunyakaragato wa. That is the teachings and that are the instructions of the Buddha. And as you go into those situations, those places, then it helps you to gain more concentration because there is less distraction. And that is, these are the preliminary things that one has to practice. Because concentration is basically a state of the mind that has got only one object at one time, and that paying attention to one object at one time continues for a little bit longer period of a time, and then you gain the concentration. Okay, Margaret is answering that 5 precepts is no stealing, no lying, no adultery, no harsh speech, and no alcohol. It's only 50. You get the 5 out of 10, Margaret. 5 out of 10. You got the 5 marks. You got right 3. 2 are 4. You got the 4. 4 rights and 1 is not right. So that's why as we develop an understanding, then basically we will gain more concentration. So I'm waiting for the right answer for the 5 precepts. What are the 5 precepts? Ankas Medhye, good evening. No killing. That's right, Margaret. Well done. So the 5 precepts are no killing, no stealing, no adultery, no lying, and no alcohol. So this is the 5 precepts. A person who is practicing in accordance with the 5 precepts, what happens is that one is restrained his physical activities, physical actions, and then a verbal action. When one is restraining his physical and verbal action, then it's easy to gain the samadhi. So that's why we have to have the purification of a sila. It's called a sila visuddhi. When you have a sila visuddhi, it's easy to go into the concentration. So that's how you will gain more concentration. But having said that, it doesn't mean that the concentration will long last. It will change, and it is bound to change, because our mind is a fleeting moment. It's always arising and vanishing, arising and vanishing. So as a result of that, this concentration is not stable, uncertain. It will change. As long as you are applying your energy and focusing and having undivided attention to that object, then you are having a concentration. But as soon as you leave your focus, or a less energy, a less attentiveness, less attention is applied, and then your concentration is not there anymore. So that's a practice of a concentration meditation, is basically to gain the serenity, a concentration and focused mind, a non-distracted, unwobbled mind, and which is basically is a chittasya ekagata, the putting mind in a one particular object, and that's how mind gain the concentration and tranquility, and that is the concentration. So that was the question. Then there was another question also put forward to me this morning's teaching, that was what about the pasada? So pasada, I think I was talking a couple of days in previously, in a recent, not recent previous, but maybe a few months ago. Pasada is a confidence. Pasada is a confidence that one gain after seeing someone or hearing some teachings or some advice. And then after hearing that or seeing that serene and very influential talk, you gain the confidence that this person has got something, and you go forward and listen. And after listening, and not only listening, you are putting into practice all the instructions that you are receiving. And after you have experimented in your own way, own time, and the result comes and it supports your confidence, then that becomes the belief. So that's why the confidence and beliefs goes hand in hand. Confidence doesn't have yet to have a belief or a faith in it, but once with your confidence on that theory, on that path, on that person's advice, and you work with that, and after you have worked properly, investigated properly, wisely investigated, and then you have come to conclusion that it works, then that's become the real faith. Yes, that's right. You do pasada. So that's how you get the faith or belief. And this belief is not conditioned by any other objects or external powers or external energies or whatsoever. But this is your experiential right understanding, and which is a wholesome and a beneficial for yourself and then to the others. It opens your mind up to the world and understanding the world, and this leads to the elimination or abandonment of all the taints and all the glotches or all the dirts that is holding us into the samsara. So we will be walking on the path to the liberation. And that's how a faith becomes stronger. And this faith is not because you are having a fear of anything, we are having a fear of somebody, we are having a fear of something. No. This faith and a belief is purely on the rational and experiential right understanding. And that's how this becomes the real great confidence, which helps to release yourself and to be happy in this life and here life after. It's called Idha Modati Pecha Modati Ubayatha Modati. He will be rejoicing in this life and will rejoice hereafter. That means the next life. And he, a person, or she, a person who have fully understood and will rejoice in both places. There was a story related to the Buddha himself. It was a carnival demon was staying during the time of the Buddha, and he was eating people every single day. And it happened that the Buddha, out of compassion, wanted to tame this carnival man. So he traveled to his dormitory, and then by the time when the Buddha went into this dormitory, and this carnival Alavaka, his name is Alavaka, said to the Buddha, "You you bald head, go out." And Buddha said nothing, and he simply said, "Well done, okay." So Buddha just turned around, went out, and as soon as the Buddha went outside the door, and Alavaka, said to the Buddha, "Stop, you bald head, come in." So and then he just came in, very well, and he just came in. And as soon as he came in and walking few steps, and he said to the Buddha, "Stop, go out." And the Buddha just again turned around, very well. So he turned around and walked out of that dormitory. And as soon as the Buddha went out from the door, and he said, "Stop, come in." And the Buddha said, "Very well." So he again came back. So the Buddha came back in. And after a few steps, he was again stopped by the Alavaka, saying that, "Stop, Samana, go out." And the Buddha said, "No, I'm not going out. I'm very tired now." Then Alavaka said that, "Okay, very well. If you're not going out, I'm going to ask a question. If you can answer me and satisfy me, I will spare your life. Otherwise, I will make you dinner. Make you my dinner." And the Buddha said that, I do not see anyone who can make me defeated or use me as a dinner in the world. But very well, but I would allow you to ask a question. In fact, the Buddha went to help him. So the Alavaka asked a series of questions, and one of the first questions he asked was, what is the greatest wealth in the world? And then at that time the Buddha said that the greatest wealth is the great faith, the faith that you have. And that faith you have developed through your practice. So that's why faith is one of the greatest wealth that one could have, which again will lead. Doesn't matter what you are doing, you have to have a faith in it, and only then you will be successful in that task, in that job. So that's why faith is the greatest wealth. And after that, a Buddha was spared, and the Buddha was able to convert him and become a Buddhist and learn Buddha Dhamma. Charan Pon, Ladawan from London, Pani from Aberdeen, Yvonne. Unfortunately, this is time to say goodbye, and I will end here for tonight's reflection. In a few moments' time, we're going to have evening chanting and guided meditation. So I will invite you to come and join with us for the evening chanting and guided meditation. With this, I will end here for tonight's reflection. May you all be well and happy, and thank you. Sadhu.